Welcome to Healing Your Families. We're beginning a new theme. We're going to be talking about physical wellness. And I'm really excited for my guest today. She is an energy coach and she helps heal generations one woman at a time. And I'm really excited to have her explain that. So her name is Tara Jensen. Tara, welcome.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
And I love your mission statement. So first of all, I'd love to have you share your mission statement with us and then talk a little bit about generational healing.
Okay. Yes. So I coach women to overcome generational thoughts, beliefs, and trauma so that they can overcome that negativity cycle and set an example for their family, be free, and love themselves. So I love that mission statement.
It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So before we get into what generational healing means, how did you become an energy coach?
Oh, good question. So can I kind of start with who I am and my story and that goes
Oh, I'd
right?
love to hear it. Tell us your
Okay.
story.
Okay. All right. Well, a little bit about me. I live in Utah. So if you're wherever you live, I'm in Utah. I'm married. I have 4 kids. And my first grandbaby I just got 3 months ago. So that's super fun. But my story started probably about 12 years ago, where I was a stay-at-home mom and was just feeling burdened. I didn't feel like I had any joy. I felt like every day was a chore. It was heavy. I think I was dealing with some postpartum depression, and it just felt like the only thing I was good for was to make the food, do the laundry, change the diapers. And it was hard. It was very hard. It just felt very burdensome and no joy. So I really took it to God and I said, God, I know there's a plan of happiness. I'm not in it right now. I am not a happy person. Help me. And I said, put people in my path that can help me on this journey to find more happiness every day with my family and with my life. And so the next day, I was looking at something online and a podcast just like this one came up. And a woman was talking about how she had overcome trauma and depression and all these things with the help of an energy healer. I'd never even heard that term before. And so I thought, I just kind of had this little whispering, like, listen to this. So I got on the call that she was doing with her friend, this energy healer or emotional healer. And I just had this shift. I felt something. So um, as I was listening to what she was saying, she was talking a little bit about generational healing and how the emotions that our ancestors may have felt or something that they went through can be something that feels heavy to us. And then because we have that within our system, we actually can attract like experiences, like attracts like. And so I kind of felt like as she did this release, I actually saw my grandfather's face right in front of me. And I realized that he had felt similar things to what I was feeling, a burden or a heaviness or a depression. And that as we released that work for him, it released for me. And I just had them, I just was in tears and because I felt such a big shift. And so the more I did my personal work to let go of limiting beliefs and patterns and trauma and my own stuff as well as generational stuff, I just realized that I had a gift for this. And so and it was something I wanted to do. So I looked into it and I started with different certifications. So I'm simply a line practitioner. That's a modality of energy healing. I've done global energy method. I'm a practitioner with the metaphysical coding, it's called, and a law of attraction life coach. So that's kind of where I got into my certifications. And I've been practicing for probably about 8 years. And really, my passion is just helping people to let go of these beliefs that this is the way life always has to be, and to help them create a new story for their life, if that makes sense.
It does. It does. Now, if I'm understanding you correctly, you were not only impacted by your grandfather, but if we don't address this for ourselves, then we pass it on to our children. Is that?
Absolutely. So just like we get our hair color, our eye color, our skin color through the DNA that's passed down to us, also emotional baggage or even gifts can also be passed down. You see different patterns in family of alcoholism or anxiety or depression or money troubles, but you also see gifts passed down through the generations of people that are good speakers or, have these special gifts. So both things are passed down. And it can be anywhere from like families who went through the depression, and they had this feeling of not enough. And then that is passed down through the generations. So if we can release that and then reprogram, repattern, we can shift the whole next generation. It's very powerful.
I love it. And I have seen that as a school teacher. I
Mhm.
did see examples of students, breaking away from maybe the way they had been raised.
It's hard.
Like being the first one in the family to graduate high school.
Yeah, yeah. And it's cool because as you look at those different emotions or different things that are deep seated, sometimes we don't even know why we act a certain way. And maybe it is a generational imprint. And we're like, oh my goodness, I didn't even realize. Because as I released that burden that, my grandfather had dealt with some of those same things, it was almost like taking off a backpack. Like I literally released a bunch of things that didn't even belong to me. And then it was so much easier to work with where I was at. It's very powerful.
Well, I know that we pick up a lot from their influence, the words we hear them say. So to me, it sounds like it's much more complex than we realize, that it is also that DNA. I'm thinking then this means that even if you actually didn't have contact with that grandparent, maybe they died before you were born or you lived too far apart, that imprint could still be there.
Absolutely. It goes back many generations. A lot of things will come up several generations back, and you can kind of figure that out through muscle testing or whatever. But when we have an experience in our life that is heavy, I think we're taught in our society to push emotion down. Oh, you're just fine, you're fine, you fall down, and you don't process the emotion, you shove it down. And I think that's literally what happens is those emotions are never validated, and then a belief system starts to happen about, well, you're not good enough, and that is layered on top of it, and then it just keeps going. And so really this generational work, or even doing our own personal work so we don't pass our stuff on another generation, is just so powerful because it helps us to validate the emotion and release it. And it's just like starting fresh. And then we reprogram with what it is that we want.
And there's so much pressure on being okay. Who
Yes,
wants to admit that they have a problem? I think it takes a lot of courage
it
to
does.
admit that you struggled with postpartum or you struggled with depression.
Mm-hmm.
And when we do that, it's like sending the message to others, our children included, that it's not okay to not be okay.
Right.
And we're learning that
How
pushing
important it
down the
is.
denial does more harm than good.
Yeah. What I had this analogy once about, if you squeeze an orange, what are you going to get out of it? Orange juice, right? Because that's what's inside. And no matter if I want it to be apple juice and I just keep squeezing it, no matter how much I want it to be apple juice, it's not. It's going to be orange juice. And so I always like to talk to clients about how what's inside is what come out. If you get triggered and someone squeezes you a little bit and you have these heavy emotions stuffed inside, that's what's going to come out, is that heaviness. And it comes out on the people we love, the people that are closest to us. So if we can do that personal work and clean up that stuff, and we're filled with light or peace or joy, then we're squished a little bit or triggered a little bit. That's what's going to come out because we've done that interpersonal work.
So getting rid of the negative, the
Mm-hmm.
garbage,
Mm-hmm.
and letting that love, that care.
Replacing
What
it.
what a priceless gift to give children.
Yes, it is a beautiful thing to teach children at a young age. How do you feel? And talking to them about emotions and what those look like, and validating those emotions and how they feel in the moment when something happens, in
Well,
a
and
car accident or anything.
well, and also what a gift to give them to eliminate your negativity so that
Hmm.
you can give them, you're not spilling out your negativity on them. You're just sharing your joy, your confidence, your best self.
Now, I love how you were talking about how this is your physical, tell me how you put it, your physical portion,
Physical well-being.
physical well-being. That goes so much with emotional healing work or generational healing work too, because when you have a physical pain in your body, I would say 90% of the pain comes from an emotional root. And if you can clean up that emotional root, the physical pain goes away. And so it's a powerful piece to healing, pain or whatever, besides medication or whatever. It goes well with medication, but I just love that it goes to the root of the problem.
I don't think we appreciate how closely connected our mind and our body, our emotions, how
Hmm.
closely connected they are. You've heard of the I'm worried sick, and you
Yes,
literally can make yourself sick, can't you?
yes, yes, absolutely. Yeah. So I've seen it. I've seen it multiple times when I have an ache or pain. I dive in and say, okay, what's the emotional root? What's going on here? What do I need to let go of? And just have a huge shift. It's amazing.
Now, this reminds me of a book I read, Feelings Buried Alive Never Die.
Love that book.
You've read it then?
Yeah, I have it. Yes.
So that it's along that line of
Hmm.
acknowledging, and emotions, we tend to think of them as good or bad. There's bad emotions, but emotions are just energy, right? Just
Yes.
energy in motion.
Hmm.
And they're actually useful. I mean, anger freed the slaves.
Yes.
They got
Yes. And look
women to
what
vote.
Mothers Against Drunk Driving, all of that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Christ in the temple, cleansing the temple.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
And sadness can help us recognize changes we need to make in our life. Like when you went through that time, you recognized you needed to do something. You needed to change something.
Yes. So it's a blessing because it helps us recognize a need to shift or change. And how would we know joy if we didn't know the pain, right?
That's
So
true.
it helps to cue us, hey, hello, time to do some work.
Yes, it gets our attention.
Yes, I love this quote. Let me read it to you. That comes up right here. Um, when we heal ourselves, we heal the next generation that follows. Pain is passed through the family line until someone is ready to feel it, heal it, and let it go. Isn't that so good?
That's empowering.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we don't sometimes, if someone is like growing up in poverty and they may just accept this is just my fate, this is the way our family is, and that element of choice
Mm-hmm.
just takes one person.
Yeah.
The cycle of abuse is the same.
Mm-hmm.
Just because
It's
someone was.
always been. That's my story and I'm sticking to it, right? And so really it's about creating a new story for your life. And so you might say, well, how do I clear up these emotions? How do I know what's there, right? And so I think it begins by looking for family patterns. It's and listening to your thoughts, because your thoughts play on emotions, right? It's what your subconscious programming is saying. So once these emotions have been stuffed, there's a programming that happens, or belief system that happens. So, you get pushed down and you're fine. And then maybe this limiting belief forms of, I'm not good enough, I'm not worth being heard, my voice isn't heard, or whatever that belief system, comes up. But really, it's about looking at these patterns and then stepping into it for a moment and saying, okay, and maybe even just closing your eyes and saying, what emotions do I feel when I think about this pattern, and what, what it is, or seeing when it shows up, what are the triggers. Working with an energy coach is powerful because, especially me, I feel like I'm intuitive in a sense where I can pick up what it is that needs to be released. And even in the book, Feelings Buried Alive, there's muscle testing, or with emotion code, you can muscle test the emotions that you want to relieve. There's so many tools at our fingertips to figure out what those emotions are that need to be released. And so then you can do that reprogramming.
And do you ever use journaling? I know that can be a powerful tool.
Very powerful. I have a document in my Google Docs that I call daily intentions, and just writing down what it is that you want. And that's actually how I start sessions, is with intention. We have to be intentional about our life. If we want our life to be different, we have to plan it. We have to be the author of our story, right? We can't let the past and everyone else's beliefs about us tell our story. We got to co-create our life with God, right? And so, yeah, journaling is huge. And it starts with intention. What do I want for myself? Do I want to continue to live a life of poverty or physical pain or whatever else, or depression? What is it that I want? And so I'm big on affirmations. I love affirmations. I've actually created a whole book called Joyful Affirmations, which I'll talk to you a little bit about at the end. But it's so powerful to so that's how a session starts, is with intention. What is it that I want? And so a lot of people will come to a session and say, well, I have back pain. I want to heal my back pain. So I have them shift that into, what is it that I want? Instead of, because the universe doesn't understand. They just hear the word back pain. Oh, they want more of it. So we have to be very intentional about our thoughts and what we say. So I always have them write it out. My back is, it bends, my back is strong and steady. It bends easily, whatever it is. I walk with ease and grace, whatever it is specifically that you want, so that you get exactly what you want, right?
So it sounds like you need to shift them from focusing on what they don't want to what they do want.
Yes, yes. Yeah, because we got to be specific. If I walk into a restaurant and say I want a hamburger, and they bring me out a raw patty on a plate, and I'm like, that's not what I wanted. I wanted it cooked. I wanted all these toppings. I wanted this. We got to be specific about what we want. So sessions for me always start with, I ask them to bring an intention, and I help them shift that into this positive, speak, where they're creating their life. And then I always say, God, what's your intention for this person? And I write down what I hear, and I just share that with them as just a little. And I think when we co-create again our life with God, taking God's intention and their intention, and then it's just this beautiful dance, almost like following the energy. What needs to be cleaned up? Are we going to emotions? Are we clearing out limiting beliefs? Are we balancing the chakras, or the body systems, or the energy systems? And as you just follow that energy, this little dance, you clear out all these things, and then you reprogram, you let all those things go. And I really feel like, for me, I'm a Christian, so for me, Jesus Christ is the healer. And it's, as we let these things go, we give them to him. And like you were talking about, energy is not destroyed, it's just transformed. So we hand it to him, and he transforms it, he heals us. And then we do the reprogramming, and we plug in what it is that we want, those positive affirmations, and we just clear out the things that keep those from being true for us. So it's a process. It's not you heal everything in one go. It's a lifelong process for all of us, a healing journey.
Yes, I totally agree. And as you've worked with clients, do you see, as they're doing this emotional healing, there also is some physical healing? Do you see that
Oh,
connection?
absolutely. Absolutely. Physical healing, people lose weight, they feel different. there's so many beautiful connections. They feel lighter, they feel more peaceful, they make more money. They, there's just benefits when your entire energy level and vibration elevates. It's powerful.
So you work with clients more than one session. Do you work mostly with women, or do you also work with men?
I mostly attract women. I have worked with men and I have worked with some teens. I have done sessions for children, but I usually don't do them in person because they just don't understand a lot of it. So I'll usually do like an email session, and then their mom or dad will read it to them and go through it with them. But that's kind of how I work. I do phone sessions, email sessions, Zoom just like this. A lot of our Zoom because people don't live close to me, or if they live close, they come to the house.
And you said it takes more than one session, and I'm assuming it's individual, and you're kind of going one step at a time what they need next.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So do you have like an average number of sessions, or is it just as long as it takes?
It just depends on what it is they're working on. Because I'm a life coach as well, it's not just energy healing, it's the coaching that comes with it that really can help people completely shift their life and take their power back in a sense and become the owner and creator, co-creator with God, instead of just the programming. It's just faulty programming. But
Well,
yeah, it can take more than one session. It just depends on what you're doing. I like to think of it like even as like my car and maintenance on my car, right? Every 3 months, I'm going to get the oil change or whatever. So some people, it may just be there in maintenance phase, or maybe it's something big, like they've had a big trauma and they want to work through it, or maybe they're wanting to work on some stuff from childhood or specific generational things. It can be anything, but I just think it just shifts to wherever you are, and then you learn tools from coaches or mentors or whatever that you apply. And so then it's like you can go further between sessions because you have the tools you need to work through it on your own, right? Because that's my thing. I want to empower people to
well,
to
and you're replacing. So, nature abhors a vacuum. You can't just eliminate
right,
the negative. You need to replace
to
it.
replace it. Mm-hmm.
So
So
new thought patterns, new health habits.
reprogramming, yep. And putting yourself back in that author seat where you're writing the story and calling the shots. And as you shift your vibration, you attract different things to yourself because you have new thoughts and new patterns and new processing. So the things that you were attracted to before, like you said, it doesn't happen anymore. And so you up level. So I've had people come to me for 3 or 4 sessions. I've had a woman that she comes to me every 2 weeks and she just loves it. She can afford it, whatever. And so it's just depends on where you are in your life, what experiences you're going through. But I think it's for everyone. We all, I have my personal work done too, right? Still,
Yes.
it's fun.
And that you said it is a life journey where we're always working on it. And
Hmm.
I love that quote. There's always room for improvement. That's the largest room in the house.
Uh-huh.
So, but it sounds like your coaching also includes some accountability.
Hmm.
So you're giving them, okay, here are tools you can use. And
Hmm.
then how did it go? Are you
Yeah.
using them?
Yeah. And at the end of a session, I always say, what's your aha? What's your takeaway? And what's one thing you're going to work on? Because I want them to be responsible and have free agency in what it is that they choose and what God inspired them to do. Because then they're going to be way more accountable to doing it, right?
Yes. And I like the way you're not claiming yourself as the healer.
Mm-mm.
Jesus is the healer.
Jesus is the healer. I'm just his helper.
I love it. I love it.
So,
So, can you share a sample of what a
yes.
session would look like?
Yes, I had thought of that this morning and I just said, God, what should I do for this little podcast? And can I give a little sample? Do you have any ideas? So what I love about group healing work is that anyone that's watching live or anyone that watches later, that's just in the intention that it will help whoever is, ever watches this podcast. So I always like to check in with God, like I was saying, and I say, God, what's your intention for this group of ladies or women or whoever watches this? Sounds like it's mostly women. So I'll
Yes.
tell you what I had written down. And I ask you to bring your own intention too, whatever intention, something that and you can jot it down if you have something specific, but this is what I'd written down. I was born for such a time as this. My gifts and talents are needed now more than ever. It's my time to shine. Isn't that beautiful?
It is.
I
I
love
love it.
God's wording, and it's always different for every person. And sometimes he uses big words that person loves big words, and I have to look them up because I don't even know what he's talking about. But this is beautiful. I was born for such a time as this. My gifts and talents are needed now more than ever. It's my time to shine. So this is the positive, right? And we have subconscious or limiting beliefs that fight against that, are going, no, I'm hiding in the background. No, I'm not using my voice. No,
Not
no.
getting me out of my comfort zone.
Yes. And so I like to muscle test oils. I love essential oils. And there's one that doTERRA has that's called Hope. And that's the essential oil that came up. And hope oil is the oil of overcoming. And I love that because it's helping us to overcome our fears. And so it doesn't mean you have to go out and buy that oil. If you have it, great. Or if you want to buy it, great. But there's an energy with that oil. And so it's just energetically sending that vibration of that oil to you. And it just helps to shift and to assist in the process. So as I was I just doing a few little things before we got on to kind of check and say, okay, what kind of emotions do we need to release? What kind of limiting beliefs are coming up for the group? So I wrote a few of these down. And what I would love is if everyone wanted to just close their eyes and for a moment, and we're going to do some releases. Now, energy can be released on the vapor of a breath. So you can literally just take a deep breath in and blow it out as we validate this emotion. Some people like to tap the thymus here on their chest. You can do some tapping, or if you're like to do the swipe on the governing meridian, you can do that, whatever feels good to you. So I want you to close your eyes for a minute. And there were 5 emotions that we're going to release that came up. So the first one is despair. Now it feels like despair is deep in the root chakra. So I want you just to imagine that despair is down there in the root chakra. That tells me this is very generational. It's in a root place. We're going to take a deep breath and we're going to release that despair. Now, when I think of despair and I'm looking at that, it feels generational, about 3 generations back. So we're releasing that despair completely. Okay, the next emotion that we're going to release is hopelessness. Now, this feels to me like it's right in the chest, right in the lungs. So I want you to take a deep breath and focus there. And we're breathing in and we're breathing out that hopelessness. Now, when I check in on this hopelessness, this is not generational. This is from an experience that someone or many people have had in this group that has caused hopelessness. So we're just going to let that go through our breath. And you can tap on your chest if you want to. That helps to really release it. Okay, the next emotion that came up is unloved, this feeling of unlove. And that just goes right to the heart. It hurts in our heart when we feel like we're not loved or we're not appreciated. So we're going to take a deep breath and we're going to release that feeling of unloved. Oh, that's deep. I just see it wrapped all around the heart, like these chains just of this heaviness, how much it hurts when we're not loved. So we're going to release that. Okay, there's 2 more. We're going to release traumatized. When I look at traumatized, this is all down through the spine. And it's just something that's been taken right to the core, the very backbone. So we're just going to imagine that unraveling from the spine and letting go of traumatized. So take a deep breath in through your nose and we're going to blow it out. That feels good. Okay, the last emotion that we're going to release is shameful. Now this one just feels almost again, root level, and I see it on the feet. We have additional chakras on the bottom of our feet, and it just feels like it's something that's grounding us into a place that's holding us like stuck in the mud. So we're going to release our feet, and we're going to release shameful and being stuck in that position where we're stuck in that shame, and we're releasing that completely. So take a deep breath and release that. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to replace those. Okay, so the first word that we're going to replace is hopeful. And I love to just hold my hands out with my palms open. And I like to imagine that that hope is coming to me in whatever way that, for me, I'm seeing like a smorgasbord of yummy foods and things that I love out in front of me. And so as I hold my hand out, maybe it's the savior, maybe it's someone else, but they're just handing me these little pieces, and each of the things that they hand me have these things that we're replacing. So holding your hands out, I want you to see whatever it is that comes into your hand that represents hopeful. And take a deep breath, and we're allowing, accepting, and receiving. I love, but that hand open, that's a receiving gesture, right? So we're receiving hopeful. Then I want you to imagine that someone is placing courage into our hands. Oh, it feels so light and beautiful. We're going to allow self-acceptance to come into our hands, whatever that is and how that looks and how it's being placed there. Then we're going to receive believing. We're receiving healing. And we're receiving rebirth. Oh, so that feels good. I'm thinking of my little frogs that I have on my counter in my kitchen in a tank, and how they literally lose their skin and they become new. And that's this rebirth is happening. We're letting go of this energetic heaviness, and we're just having a rebirth. Okay, now I want you to take your hands and place them on your heart. All of those things that we just replaced. And we're just going to allow, accept, and receive those through our entire energy system. Ooh, that feels good, doesn't it? So you're welcome to open your eyes, and you can hold your hands there as long as you wish. I can tell you want to hold them there a little longer, Emmylou. Now, a couple other things that came up with the session, then we're going to plug in some affirmations to finish up. There were 2 limiting beliefs that came up that we're going to let go of. So the first one is I'm not enough. And we're going to let go of that limiting belief. And I like to see like my mind or my subconscious mind as all these like filing cabinets. And I just see myself going and opening that cabinet and pulling out that file that says I'm not enough. And I'm just sending it to the incinerator or to heaven or wherever. Like I'm letting go of that, and I'm telling my brain, this is not true for me anymore. So I'm letting go of I'm not enough. And then I'm going to plug in what's the opposite, Emmylou?
I am enough.
I am enough. And we're writing it with markers, and we're making it beautiful, and we're putting it back in the file and putting it back in the cabinet. And so that's my new programming, right? We're plugging in that new programming. I am enough. Okay, and then the next one, there were just 2 limiting beliefs that came up is I'm not worth loving. Ugh, that's a heavy one. I'm not worth loving. Isn't this such a common one for especially women today? And how powerful it is to let go of that limiting belief of I'm not enough or I'm not worth loving, and shifting that, and how that changes your entire family's life, how you show up for your children. So we're going to pull that file, let it go, right? And so instead of I'm not worth loving, I am loved unconditionally, right? I am loved on every layer and level. I am enough just because I'm me. Oh, doesn't that feel good to put in the file? Okay, so I have a few affirmations. I love that affirmations are a way to support our body, and it's this part of this reprogramming, right? We've let go of the old. So I'll just read these to you. And I love that there's a recording, so you can go back and write them down if you want. But So I allow light in the darkest places. Didn't we just do that in a huge way?
Yes.
It's a good one. So take a deep breath. As we're reading these, we're just integrating them. Okay, there is always a reason to hope. Love that one. Take a deep breath. I have the strength within to overcome. I love that because maybe generationally they just felt like giving up and they never did. And maybe that came down, that energy. And so it's trusting that I do have the strength within to overcome. And then the last one is my life matters and I create a new story for my life. So I love that. And it goes so well with this intention that God gave me. I was born for such a time as this. My gifts and talents are needed now more than ever. It's my time to shine. It is. As women, as mothers, as sisters, as daughters, we need to shine our light. We need to help others to heal. We need to allow ourselves to heal. We need to be the example for our children, right?
Definitely.
So
Definitely. There's so
how do
much
you
negativity in the world. So we need this hope. We need this healing.
Mhm. And as we shift that vibration, we attract better and better things to ourselves that, God puts people in our path to help us
Mhm.
so that we can move forward, so we can help our families, so we can help ourselves. So how do you feel?
So true. Oh, that was great. Tara, thank you so much. Now, how do people contact you? How can they
Oh,
learn more
thank-
about what you do and the services you offer and what coaching with you is like?
okay. So let me see. I'm going to share my screen. Um, So my business is called Simply Healed with Tara. So that's my website, simplyhealedwithtara.com. I actually put the link to my link tree here. So if you go to Linktree, I love that because it has all the little buttons you can just click that'll take you right to where you want to go. But this is what my suggestion would be. Go to Linktree, join my private Facebook group. It's called Healing Generational Thoughts, Beliefs, and Trauma with Tara Jensen. If you just type that in Facebook, it will come up. But it's a private Facebook group. So when you have to click join and then it will ask you some questions. So I encourage you to put your email in and answer the questions. And then if you mention this podcast in there, I will send you a digital copy of my Joyful Affirmations book. So that's super exciting and fun. There's so many good affirmations that help you in creating that new story. And then I'm on Instagram. I've put my link there. It's Simply Healed with Tara. You can just type that in as well. And then I would highly suggest that you book an introductory session with me. So I offer sessions, either single sessions, 3-pack sessions, 10-pack sessions, depending on what you want. And there's a discounted rate, when you book 3 or book 10. And so you can do either 30-minute sessions or 1-hour sessions. And I do those on email or Zoom or in person if you live close to me, or just over the phone if you don't. Some people are like, I don't want to get ready. I don't want to be seen. So we can do it over the phone. Or I also do email sessions as well. Some people are busy and they email me an intention and I type a session and I email it to you. I have one mom that does that for her daughter at college, quarterly. Okay, do a session for so-and-so. Here's the intention. So hopefully that answers everything. But yeah, do an introductory session. It's a discounted price. It's just like a one-time use, but it's a fun way for you to get a taste of my work and see if it's a good fit. And I can tell you some of the other programs and things that I do, but it's a good starting place. So.
All right. So Linktree, Simply Healed with Tara.
Tara.com, yeah. Simplyhealedwithtara.com. That's my website. But even on Instagram, there's a link to my link tree. But join the Facebook group. I should tell you, in the Facebook group, every Thursday I do a little healing, kind of like I did just here. So that's just great value for you to try that out. And I have tons of other videos in there and share little tips and tools for things that you can do and releasing emotion. And anyway, it's a great place to be.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Oh, Tara, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thanks for letting me.
So I hope all my viewers take advantage of her offers and reach out, join her private Facebook group, and check out her link tree. And thank you, Tara, so much for joining us.
Welcome. Thanks for having me.
And join me again next week at the same time. We'll be hearing from another health coach who's going to address when we feel like our body is starting to deteriorate. I know that's something that I worry about at times. So until then, love yourself and love your families. Let's make the world a better place by strengthening families. This is Emmylou Penrod with healingyourfamilies.com.